Hey, I just wanted to make a video on some of the in-game content that Mario Armageddon version 8 has. I know version 9 is coming out soon, but people still are interested in version 8. Um, so the first thing I want to make a video on is how to get the item collector. Arguably one of the most important items in the game. It makes the rest of the in-game much easier. So in order to get that, you have to defeat 3 of the black shy guys, and then that's basically the first step. And I'm going to show you where those 3 shy guys are located. Of course, as you beat them, they also give you their own particular item. So you want to go into Kira Sewers, drop down to this, come here, dodge said boo. Alright, and here's the first one. So here's my setup that I have. I just started this file yesterday, so I don't have all the in-game stuff that I had on my other emulator, but it is what it is. So I'm starting over basically. Galaxy Hammer, Galaxy Fan, you get that just by playing through the story. The Lazy Shell you get from getting all 60 hidden chests in the game. I got that during my playthrough. The Speed Bracer you get while doing the Valentina section of the game in Nimbus Land. Diamond Mail Plus, you get the Diamond Mail from the gold dragons in the sea, and they have a small chance of dropping it. And then the really only other notable things are the Fire Calls, Super Suit. Super Suit you get for beating the game after you beat Smithy, and the Fire Calls are the 58th hidden chest in the game, which are in Bowser's Keep. It's kind of a difficult one to explain how to get, but so anyways, he I believe gives you the Siren, so hopefully I can beat him. I'm not even sure. So I'm gonna get invincibility on first with using Celebi, which I made a video on how to get. So I just got to level 100 with all the characters. It took me about 40 minutes, and I put everybody's stats into HP except for Mallow. I did his final stat, which is the largest buff that you get. I put it all into magic. Oh, I gave him Geno Whirl using a glitch. Ooh, that was terrible. And I gave her Dark Star using the same glitch. My guys have so much HP, it's not really a big worry. So I'm gonna just pound him with Geno Whirl and Dark Star. Oh, we should have enough.
Is this one right?
That's fine. Beef. Oh, so you get the signal ring. So you use the signal ring to help you get all the hidden chests, but I have them all memorized, so it was not really necessary. Alright, so that's the first shy guy that you gotta kill. The second one is in Roseway. Now these enemies are pretty difficult. Now I'm level 100 and I have decent gear, I'd say, so it makes them a lot easier. So um, I don't recommend fighting them until you at least get Celebi, which again I already made a video on that. I'm terrible at blocking that little spin attack. I don't know why. It's one of the few attacks in this game I can't perfect block. Self-explanatory. So that's the second one. And if you listen whenever I go into this next room, you'll hear that item actually activate. There's Hidden Daisy in this next room, which you can farm to get your flower points up. So that little sound you hear lets you know that there's an enemy in there, a hidden one. And the third and final one is in Booster Pass. It's over here. The Battle Mania is very important for farming the in-game content. One of the items that you're going to want to farm a lot of is the gold flower that the daisy drops you. And you can also farm the dark daisies, which are in the Shadow Palace. But they're much more difficult and not necessary. Okay, so after you get those 3 items, you are going to head back to Mario's pad. And this battle's much more difficult, so you're going to talk to Luigi. Talk to him again, if you haven't talked to him already. And it gives you his cool little green hammer. Now, if you look at Mario's speed right now, it's 120. That's because I have the Galaxy Hammer on. So this does raise the attack and the magic attack, but that's pretty useless because Mario in this game, he's better off as a support character. So typically until the very, very, very end of the game, you're going to have the Lazy Shell equipped on him. Or you can equip other things, but he's just, in my opinion, he's always better to be a support character. But I'll equip it for the sake now. So it was 120. And now his speed's 100, so Galaxy Hammer gives 20. So in this case, I always want Mario going first because he is the support character, so that's not good. So I'm going to re-equip the Galaxy Hammer. The Speed Bracer plus the Galaxy Hammer puts him pretty up there. So now You're going to want to save it if you haven't already. And try and leave. And now this is the final battle of this particular side mini quest. Oops. It's normally a very easy attack to block. So you're definitely going to want to try and get invincibility up as fast as possible. This will get regen on everybody. This doesn't actually buff their stats, it just puts regen on them. God. Okay, so the next one in line is the invincibility, but I'm going to put that on Bowser. Having Dark Star is so good to have it on Peach. God dang it. And continue cycling Celebi with Mario as the support character. It's pretty much all he's going to do, and Bowser's going to help do damage, but he can't attack the back row yet, so there's no point. So he's just going to defend, and she's going to take these guys out. Second, this is the third phase of Celebi. When it just says 255, it also is actually buffing your characters. That's even though it doesn't say it, that's actually the stats up portion of Celebi. And the third one is just regen. Also, this will cure any status ailments that your party has, and will prevent your party from getting status ailments. If you're not good at blocking, you might actually, it might be worth using a Found Illusion against this fight, because you might not be as high level or have as good a gear as me. The Lazy Shell really helps. I mean, it's one of the highest defense items in the game. There's no point in using Ultima over it either. They do the same damage, but this costs significantly less. Perfect block. Later on, you get an item called Soul Dew, which I'm going to make a tutorial on how to get. It's arguably the best accessory in the game. It actually cuts the cost of magic spells in half. So Ultima would only cost 15 instead of 30. Dark Scar would cost 9. This is why I say get Celebi. Pretty much have to perfect block these attacks or you will die. Which means waiting until the last frame to actually perform your block. Before I kill this one, I want to cycle Celebi back to the invincibility phase to prepare for whenever the hardest part comes. Of course, they counter with dark, so if you don't have dark protection, you will die. The super suit gives dark protection. The lazy shell also gives protection against that as well, even though it doesn't say it. Well, that's not good. So the item collector is really important for farming the end game monsters. That way you're not fighting them 10-20 times just to get one item. Now 80% of the time after you kill them you will get whatever it is they drop, and you combine that with Battle Mania, and when you enter a room which normally only had one monster of that type spawn, now 3 of them I believe will spawn all in that room. That's really good for certain areas like Via Infinito, or the Dark Daisies that you farm in Shadow Palace, because there's no getting in. You can only farm one at a time through the whole run. So now you can farm 3 of those. And the item collector will make that run much more valuable. So that's basically it.